All right. So today's lesson is based on the inventory valuation methods. All right. Now, these are the methods that are used by businesses to determine the costs or the value of trading stock. All right. So some might use FIFO. There's what we call FIFO, first in, first out. There's what we call LIFO, last in, first out. There's weighted average method. There's specific identification method. But according to MEC 2601 module guide, you will be covering FIFO and weighted average method. All right. So this is done by the business that keeps the stock. So because there's too much movement of stock, and these inventory valuation methods are very necessary to be applied. Okay, now let's start with FIFO. What is FIFO? FIFO stands for first in, first out. In other words, the stock that was bought first should be the stock sold first in, first out. Yes. Stock bought first should be sold first. Yes, first out. First in, first out. The stock that has been bought first should be the stock to be sold first. All right. Now, I will be taking you through calculations or steps on how to do the FIFO method. On your left, you have example number 1. All right. So it says the following transaction of B&M Ltd took place during April 2016 in respect of a component used in production. Okay. The opening inventory is given as 90 units at 10 Rand per unit. You have issued to production. You have purchased from supplier, issued. All right. So there are 3 departments with regards to the inventory. The first department will be the business's premises where they keep stock. Okay. The second department will be the factory where they will issue the inventory for production process. And then there's a supplier where the business buys stock. All right. So if it says issued to production, it means the stock was taken from the stock room and it was issued to where? To the factory. Okay. If it says purchased from a supplier, it means stock was bought from the supplier. So the business will buy stock and keep it in its stock room. And then if there's a certain units or certain material that is needed by the factory, the business's factory, then stock will be issued to production. So that is the meaning of those transactions. Okay. On the 1st of April, we had opening inventory of 90 units, and the price is 10 Rand. I don't have a calculator with me, students, but I'm sure that if you multiply 90 by 10, it should be 900. Correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't it 900, 10, 24? Yeah, I think it should be 900. How much is 90 times 10?
It's 900, sir.
It's 900. So am I correct?
Yes.
Okay, that means I have better mathematical skills. Okay. All right. And then on the 7th of April, 50 units were requested by factory. It's more like saying you buy chickens from a certain a company, and then the very same chickens will be used by your franchise. Say, for example, Chicken Licken or KFC. So KFC requires 50 units. They want to make a fried chickens. And then in your stock room, you have like 90 chickens. So they calling and request for 50 chickens, 50 units. So this is what's going to happen. We're going to say, okay, fine. We can give you 50 units, and then the price is the same because we bought these chickens for 10 rand. How much is 50 times 10? I think it's 500. All right. So in our stock room, we are left with how many units? We are left with 40. And the price is still the same, 10 rand per unit. The total amount is 400. Okay, are we together, guys? Any question or any confusion? All right, so far so good. Now, on the 10th, on the 10th of April, 160 units were bought. It says purchased from supplier, 160 unit at 11 rand per unit. And the purchases, 10, you would say 160 units. And then the price per unit, please calculate for me how much is 160 times 11. Okay, your line is very bad.
1,760.
1,750. 50.
It's 1,000.
60.
Okay,
60.
okay, thank you very much. Now check. We're not gonna mix these units because another principle with FIFO method, the original price is maintained. If you bought chickens for 40 rands, they would remain like that. When you determine the value of those chickens, it will be 40 rands. Now, I'm going to bring the old stock down at the very same price to show that we had old stock that consists of 40 units, 40 units, and then the price was 10 rand per unit. Okay. And then we bought 160 units and the price per unit, sorry, let me do like this. The price per unit is 11 rands. And then the total amount is 1,760. All right. Please ask if you have any question. Okay, moving on to transaction number 17. It says issued to production and it's 30 units. This is very important. Issued to production, how many units? 30 units. We don't know the price. They did not tell us the price. But if we apply the principle of FIFO, we should know that first in, first out. Between these two batches, which one is old? The batch that consists of 40 units. So this batch should be the one that will be taken first to production or to the sales department. All right. So we will take 30 units from 40 units. The price here is 10 rands. If you say 10 times 30, it should be 300. Now, How much are we left with? From 40, we took 30. We are left with 10. What about the 160? It remained unchanged. Nothing was done to the second batch. So the price here is 10 rand. If you say 10 times 10, it should be 100 rands. And then the very same amount here, it's 11 rand price per unit. The total amount is 1,760. Any question, please?
None.
Okay, so far so good. Let's look at the transaction on the 20th. It says purchased from supplier, how many units? 60 units at 12 rand per unit. Purchases. All right, guys, this is what you need to know. If we issue to production or if we return to the supplier, what will happen to the stock that we have? It will decrease. But when we buy, our stock will increase. All right. Now, if you go back to number 10, we bought and we have like 200 units. And then on the 17th, these units were issued to production. Hence, you can see the first batch decreased by 30 units. On the 20th, we purchased how many units? 60 units. Okay, where am I recording? 60 units. And then the price is 12 rand. Please calculate for me how much is 60 times 12.
$720.
720.
Yes.
Thank you very much. That is the total amount. And then check on the balance, we will bring down the old stock. Let me just copy these amounts, copy, and then paste here. No, not yes, like this. No, man. Okay, paste. Where am I pasting now? Okay, I think it's not working out. Let me just rewrite 10 times 10 rands. It's 100 rand. 160 times 11. It's 1760. And then the new batch that consists of 60 units at 12 rands, and then 720. All right. Any questions so far? All right. So far, so good. Now, let's look at the transaction on the 24th. It says issued to production. How many units? 60 units. Now, the factory calls and requests for 60 units. What is it that we're going to do as the inventory management department? This is what we're going to do. We're going to take on the first batch. The first batch consists of 10 units. All right, let me take from 10 units at 10 rand, and then it's 100 rand. Okay, it's not enough because they requested for 50. I need, they requested for 60. So I need 50 more. Where am I going to get the 50? On the second batch. The second batch consists of 160. All right, so 50, so that the factory department will be happy. And then the price of that batch is 11 rand. How much is 50 times 11?
550.
550. Okay. So in my balance. This does not exist.
550.
Okay, thanks. The first batch does not exist anymore because 10 was taken to production. From 160, I took how much? 50. How much am I left with? I'm left with 110, if I'm not mistaken. 160 minus 50, it's 110. So I'm left with 110 and the price, it's 11. How much is 110 times 11?
$1,210.
1,210. Okay. In the third batch, nothing was done, so the stock will remain.
1,210.
Thank you very much. The stock will remain unchanged. Okay. 720. All right. Now, on the 30th, it says that return to supplier, and these are the units that were bought on the 10th of April. How many units? 20 units. Now the returns will be recorded here since they decrease the inventory that we have in the stock room. All right. How many units were returned to the supplier? 20 units. Do we know the price per unit? Yes. Yes, we know because the transaction, it specifies on which date. So I'm going to go to the 10th. It says the price here, it's 11 rand. So it will be 20 multiply 11. How much is 20 multiply 11? 20 multiply 11?
220.
220. Okay, 220.
220.
Okay, so it is clear that this batch is from 110. Okay, so now I can easily say that 110 minus 20, because if you look at the date on the 10th, the price was 11. So we are dealing with the very same units. So it's safe for me to minus 20 units from 110 units. So if I minus 20 units from 110, I will be left with 90. If I'm not mistaken, then 90 multiplied by 11. And then the third batch or the second batch will remain unchanged. 12 rands. And then the answer here, the total amount is 720. Okay, how much is 90 times 11 rands?
990.
990. Okay. So guys, if the question requires you to calculate the value of the closing inventory using the FIFO method, this will be your total amount, 990 plus 720. How many units remained? Remember, closing inventory refers to the units that remained. Okay, so if you can check, these units were returned and then were issued to production. We left with 90 plus 60, which is 150. So 150 units remained. All right. So if we want to determine the value of 150 units according to the FIFO, this is the procedure. This is the process. Okay. Any question? So what is it that you need to take note of when the FIFO method is applied? Number one, the original price is maintained. Okay. You keep track of the original price. Number two, whenever there's a request from factory, you look at the old batch, which stock is old. For example, On the 17th, the factory requested 30 units. Sorry, is it 17? Yes, issued to production 30 units. The factory requested 30 units. What is it that we did? We took 30 from 40 units. That's why we are left with 10. So between these two batches, which one is old? The 40, the batch that consists of 40 units is old. So we took 30 from 40 and remained with 10. What about 160? 160 remained unchanged. Okay. On the 24th, says 60 units were issued to production. And then we had 1, 2, 3 batch. Batch that consists of 10 units, a batch that consists of 160 units, batch that consists of 60 units. So we took from the old batch that consists of 10 units, and then we took 50 from 160. Hence why we have 110. What about the dead batch? The dead batch remain unchanged. Okay. Now, let's go to example number 2. This is example number 2 from your study guide. This is unit 8. Okay. It says the opening inventory is 1,000 units at 7 rand per unit. All right, let me go to balances. 1,000 units. What is the price? It's 7 rands. How much is 1,000 times 7? I think it's 7,000. All right. And then on the 5th, purchased 2.5 units at 7.05. Purchases, how many units? 2.5. What is the price per unit? It's 7 rand.05. How much is 2.5 times 7.05?
17,625.
17,625. Okay. And then let me bring this down, the 1,000 units at 7 rands. And then the price, the amount is 7,000. And then bring the second batch that consists of 2.5 units at a price of 7.05. The amount is 17,625. Okay, on the 7th, it says 600 units were issued to production. Guys, I have 2 batches. The first batch consists of 1,000 units. The second batch consists of 2.5 units. First in, first out. It means that the old stock should be the first one that will be sent to production or to the sales department. So this is what's going to happen. I'm going to say, okay, factory, I'm with you. I'm going to give you 600 units, but these units will be taken from the first batch. The first batch price per unit is 7 rands. How much is 600 times 7?
4,200.
4,200. Okay. Now, guys, if I issue 600 from 1,000, I will be remaining with 400. 400 times 7.
2,800.
2,800. 2,800. And then what about the second batch? The second batch remain unchanged. 2.5 at how much? At 7.05. Okay. Then the amount is 17,625. All right. Transaction on the 10th says purchased 1.4 units at 7.15 rand per unit. How many units were purchased? 1.4 units. 1.4, sorry. 1.4 unit. 7.15. How much is 1.4 times 7.15?
10,010.
10,010. Okay. Now we have a lot of batches. We have the first batch. Okay, let me try and copy. Why am I failing to copy this information? Copy. I think the way I paste is so wrong. Let me try to do like this. Yes. Okay. And then I'm going to copy this again because the copying part is going well now. Copy. Let me paste here. All right. Paste. No, not like that. Okay. Let me paste. Not like that. No. Okay. 1.4 and then 7 rands. 0.15 and then 10,010. 10,010. Okay. On the 11th, we received a call from the factory. They requested 500 units. All right. If they want 500 units and we have 3 batches, let us go to the first batch. The first batch consists of 400 units. Okay, fine. 400 units. What is the price there? 7 rands. And then the total amount, it's 2,800. Okay, we need 100 more. We will go to the second batch because this batch does not exist anymore. We will go to the second batch and take 100 units. 100 units. What is the price there? 7.05. How much is 7.05 times 100?
705.
705. Okay, thank you very much. 705. I thought it's 7,000. Oh my God, forgive me. Okay, so 100 is gone from 2.5. We won't consider 400 because it does not exist anymore. But from the second batch, we took 100. So if we took 100, it means we remained with 2.4 at 7.05. How much is 2.4 times 7.05?
16,920.
16,920. Perfect. The third batch remain unchanged. Okay. So 1.4 times 7.15 and then it's 10.10. 10, 0, 10. Sorry, 10, 0, 0, 10. Okay. So far, so good. Are there any questions from students?
Nope.
Okay. Let's look at the transaction on the 13th. It says issued to production 2.4 units. So this is clear. These are the units that were issued to production. So I'm just going to copy, and then under issues and production, I will paste this, paste. Okay, paste. We are left with this batch that consists of 1.4 units at 7.15. And then the amount is 10.10. All right. On the 17th of, what is the month? September. 17th of September, it says returned from production from the issue of 7th September. So guys, this is important. Now, it does not say returned to the supplier, but it is returned from production. Okay, so maybe it happened that the factory thought they needed 2.4 units. So from 2.4, 100 units were not used. So what is it that they did? They returned 100 units to the stock room, to us. Okay. Now, what will happen? What will happen to the amount of inventory that we have in the business premises? It will definitely increase. Remember, I said that purchases you add, issues and returns you minus. So this return will be recorded under purchases because it has a same effect as a purchase transaction. If you buy, if they return, your stock will increase. All right. So it's not a return to supplier, but it's a return from the factory. Okay. How many units were returned? 100 units. Now, where will we find the price? Information says that from the issue of 7 September. Where is 7 September? Okay. From the issue of 7 September. Okay, 7 September, it's 600 units, and these units were valued at 7.5. Okay, so this is the very same price, 7.5. And then if you say 100 times 705, it should be 750. Okay, 750. So we will bring 1.4 down. Okay, let me just copy 1.4, copy 1.4. Now, the reason why they specified the date there, it's because they want us to use the price from that specific date. Okay, it's not going well. So I'm just going to say 1.4 multiple 7.15, 10.10. Okay, and then we have new stock that was unused by the factory. It's 7.05, right? And then 750. All right. Any question? I know this one was a bit different from the ones we did. Okay. Now, here's another different
Sorry,
transaction.
sir.
Okay, yes.
May I please ask, why don't we use the 7 rand
Which 7 rand?
for the 7th of September? We
Okay.
issued 600
Oh,
units
yeah.
for 7 rand.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, you see now it shows that students are following, and I'm happy about that. Thank you for spotting that. I was looking at the price above 600 units. Okay. Yes. 7 rand, and it should be 700. All right. Perfect. On the 21st, it says received an invoice, 400 units for 3,200. Okay. And there were freight charges of 80 rands. Okay. Now we don't know what is the price per unit. So what do we do now? Okay. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go to our purchases, and on this column, we're going to add 3,280. Okay. My font is very bad now. Let me try and change my font. Let me use 11. No, it's too big. Okay, so I've added the total amount and the freight purchases, the carriage cost. How many units? 400 units. How will I find the price per unit? I will say 3,280 divide by 400. It will take me straight to the price per unit. So how much is 3.280 divide 400? 3,280 divide 400.
8.2.
8.2. Okay, we can put a 0 there. 8 rand point 20. Okay. We have how many batches? We have like 3 now. Let me copy. I hope the copying part will go well. Okay, let's see. Oh, no. So it's 1.4 at 7.15 and it 10, 0, 10. And then you have 100 unit that were returned by the factory. The price there was 7 rand. And then this is 700. You have a new batch that consists of 400 units. The price per unit is 820. And then the total amount we were given as 3,280 rands. On the 22nd, it says, you see now it's different, guys. It says return to who? To the supplier. And then the invoice is on the 10th. What is the price on the 10th? It's 7.15. All right, so how are we gonna record this? Go to this issues and returns column. How many units were returned? 200 units. What is the price? What is the price on the 10th? Let me go to the 10th. The price is 7.15. 7.15. 7.15. Okay. How much is 200 times 7.15?
1,430.
1,408. Perfect. So it is safe for me to minus these units from the first batch because when I look at the first batch, the price is 7.15. So I can say 200 minus 400. All right. So it's 1.2. I'm left with 1.2. And then 1.2 times 7.15. How much is 1.2 times 7.15?
8,580.
8,580. Okay, the second batch remain unchanged. 100 at 7 rands. I don't know what's happening. My computer skills are very bad. Okay. Okay, so it's 100 times 7 rands. Let me try and bring this here. Oh no. This here. Ah. Okay, 7 rands, and then the amount here is 700. And then there's a new batch. Let me try and fix this. Home paragraph. No, fine. As long as you understand, guys, ne? Okay, so it's 400, 8.20, 8.20, 8.20, and then the amount is 3,280. All right. So now, if the question says to you, calculate the value of the closing stock using the FIFO method, you will add 8,580 plus 700 plus 3,280. Okay, this is the value of the closing inventory. All right. These are the units that were not issued to production or sold. Okay, they remained, they are on hand. Any question, guys?
No questions, sir.
Okay, now let's look at the weighted average method. I'm just gonna do one example for weighted average method because it's a simple weighted average. All right. So guys, with the weighted average method, you're not gonna maintain the original price. Instead, you're gonna use an average price. Okay. Say for example, you buy 2,000 units on the first, you buy 1.6 units. Sorry, you buy 1.8 units on the 11th, and then you buy 2,000 units on the 21st of June. So to determine what is the value, what is the total value of these units, the 1, 2, 3 batch, you're going to combine the total amount and then work out the average price. You're not going to say, no, these 2,000 units are at 30 rand. These 1.8 are at 31 rands. These 2,000 are at 32. No, you're going to combine the total amount and then work out an average price. Let me quickly show you how. 1st of June, the opening inventory is 2,000. How much is 2,000 times 30? 2,000 times 30?
60,000.
60,000. Okay. 60,000. Please, guys, help me with calculations. I don't have a calculator with me. All right. On the 8th of June, you issued 1.6 units to the production. 1.6 units. What is the price? It's the very same price because these are the only units you had from the 1st until the 8th. Okay, 30. How much is 1.6 times 30? 1.6 times 30.
48000.
48000. 48,000. Okay.
Okay.
So if you issued 2,000, sorry, if you issued 1.6 from 2,000, it means that you remained with 400. All right, you remain with 400. The very same price per unit, 30 times 30. How much is 400 times 30?
12,000.
12,000. Okay. 12,000. On the 11th, it says purchased from supplier. How many units? 1.8. Okay, let me go to this date. On the 11th, purchased from supplier. How many units? 1.8 units. And then the price per unit is 31 rands. How much is 1.8 times 31?
55,800.
85? It's how much?
55800.
5580. Thank you very much. Now, check what's going to happen.
Double
Okay.
zero, sir.
00.
Yes.
Unlike FIFO, we're not going to bring this down. We're not going to bring 400 units and show that their price is 30 and the total amount is 12,000. No, we're going to add everything. We're going to add 400 plus 1.8. How much is 400 plus 1.8? I think it's 1.2. Sorry, it's 2.1. 2.2. Is it? Yes, 2.2.
2,200.
2,200. And then that's your first step. Step 1, add the units. When there's a new price, add the units. 400 plus 1.8, it's 2.2. Okay, second step, add the total amount. 12,000 plus 55,800. How much is 12,000 plus 55,800?
6,780.
6,000? Is it 60 or
6,000. 67,800. Sorry.
67,800. Okay. Third step, work out the average price. How do you work out average price? 67,800 divided by 2.2. 67,800 divided by 2.2. That's how you work out your average price. How much is it? 67 divide 2.2.
30.81.
30.81. That is the average price. 30.81. Okay, step number 1, you add units. Step number 2, you add amount. Step 3, you work out the average price. I know that most students would want to double check if 2.2 times 30.81 is 67. No, don't do that. What is important here is the average price. Okay. Any questions so far before we move on? Okay, so far so good. On the 18th, it says issued to production 1,900 units. 18th. How many units were issued to production? 1,900 units. There are no batches. We only have one batch and the price is the same. So it's simple for us. We will just take 30.81. All right. Now you can multiply because you want to know the total amount. 1.9 times 30.81. How much is it? Guys, please, we are left with 3 minutes. Please hurry up. 1.9 times 30.81.
58,539.
539. Okay. Who was that? Was it Zinhle or Ketiwe?
KTU.
Okay, Ketiwe, I think you should be the one who will do the calculations. Okay. All right. And then we issued 1.9 from 2.2. So if you say 2.2 minus 1.9, it should be 300, if I'm not mistaken. 300. And then the price is the same, 30.81. Ketu, how much is 300 times 30.81?
330.81.
330. Sorry,
Weird.
300. No, it can't be 300.
300 times by 30.81.
81, yes.
9,243, sorry.
9,243.
43.
Okay, perfect. On the 21st, says purchased from supplier. How many units? 2,000 units were purchased from supplier, and the price there is 32 rands. How much KTW? 2,000 times 32?
64,000.
64,000. Perfect. 64,000. Okay. Okay, now we're going to have a problem because there's a new price. Whenever there's a new price, it means that you will have to work out an average price. Now apply the 3 steps. The first step is to add the total number of units. 300 plus 2,000 is 2.3. Okay. Second step, add the total amount. 9,243 plus 64,000.
73,243.
243. Third step, work out an average price. How do you do that? 73243 divide by 2.3.
31.84.
31.84. Cool. Okay. On the 25th, it says 1.4 units were issued to production. 25th. Issued to production. Let me go to this column. How many units? 1.4. We only have one batch, and that batch consists of an average price of 31.84. All right, so we can multiply 31.84 times 1.4.
44,576.
44,500 560.
76.
76. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. So we had 2.3. We issued 1.4. What should be the remainder? 2.3 minus 1.4.
900.
900. We are left with 900, and the price is still the same, 31.84. Okay. How much is 900 times 31.84?
28,656.
28,656.
56.
The last one on the 30th. This is interesting. It says 100 units were returned to the supplier, and these are the units bought on the 21st of June. Okay, returned to the supplier. How many units? 100 units. Do we know the price? Yes, we know the price. On the 21st, the price was 32 rands. Okay, 32 rand. 32 rands. How much is 100 times 32? I think it's 3,200 if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct, Ketiwe?
Correct.
Okay, thank you very much. I said that whenever there's 2 prices, you need to work out an average price. So we have 2 prices. We do not know which one to choose between 31.84 or 32. So we will apply the 3 steps. Okay. First of all, because these are issued and they are not purchases, we will minus. Okay, you only add if it's purchases. Purchases, add plus here. And then issues and returns, you minus. Okay, so 900 minus 100, it's 800. 28,656 minus 3,200, it's how much? Get away, 28,656.
25,456.
How much? 25,000?
456.
456. Okay. We want to know the average price. How do we do that? 25,456 divide by 800. Okay. So what is it that you need to take?
31.82.
31.82. What is it that you need to take note of according to the weighted average method? Whenever you see 2 prices, you need to work out an average price. Okay. Check the transaction on is 18th. So there were issues to production. It's 1.9. We have only 1 price, so we are fine. But on the 21st, we have 2 prices here. Okay, so if we have 2 prices, we will work out an average price. We have 30.81, we have 32. So this will be the average price. How did we work out this average price? We said 9243 plus 64 divided by 2.3 units. Again, you're not gonna work out the average price whenever there's purchases, but if there's returns to the supplier and the price is different from what you have, then you will have to work out an average price. They have specified that these are the units bought on the 21st of June. Why? It's because they want us to work out an average price. We will have 32, 31.82. We do not know which price to use between the two. Therefore, we will work out an average price. How do we do that with the returns to supplier? We minus, because if you are returning stock, your stock will decrease. But if you are buying, your stock will increase. Okay, so the steps are the same. It's just that on the first step, you minus because these are the returns. So 28 minus 3.2, 900 minus 100. The answer here was 25. 25 divided by 800 is 31.82. That's it for today. Thank you very much.